Hi everybody. So I'm finally here to make the labor and delivery video. I have been so busy with the holidays, and I had lots of family come visit, and so finally got a chance to sit down and do the video. Today I'm 2 weeks postpartum actually, and I'll be doing a 2 weeks postpartum video that I'll probably upload tomorrow. I think I'm going to do the video today, but I'll upload it tomorrow. But, yeah, I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a great holiday season. And before I get started, I also want to say congratulations to Lulu230705. She had a baby boy 2 days before I had my baby girl. As you guys know, my 37-week video, if you watched it, I was like just about ready to go into labor. And actually on that day I was 37 weeks and 5 days, and that was the day I went to the doctor, and she tried to stimulate some contractions because I was 4 centimeters and I was, I think, 75 or 80% effaced. So I was like really almost in labor, walking around, and like the beginning stages of labor, but no contractions were really coming to the point where I could go to the hospital. So she tried to get the contractions going, and when I came home I didn't feel anything, and it was like a little bit of a dull pain, but it wasn't anything whereas I was gonna go into the hospital. So that day I just relax. Well, I didn't relax. I tried to walk around more. It didn't work, so I just got tired and I sat down and just watched TV. And then actually during that week I was sleeping downstairs on the couch because I was more comfortable. So I went to sleep that night on the couch. And in my sleep I kept feeling like a crampy feeling. It was like a little pain. I kept feeling like little pains in my sleep, and I kept waking up like, ow. So then I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and the pain was like, it wasn't real painful at all. It was a bearable pain, but it was like uncomfortable. And I kept on feeling these contractions. It was the Braxton Hicks feeling contractions. They were tight, and there was like a lot of pressure. And I kept on feeling them. So I was like, I went upstairs to use the bathroom, and I got in my bed, and I laid there for an hour. And so I could not sleep, so I laid there and I watched the clock, and every 5 minutes I was getting those contractions. But it wasn't like unbearable still. I just kept on getting those contractions, and it was every 5 minutes, every 4 to 5 minutes. So I said, okay, I'm going to go back downstairs and I'm going to sit up. Well, I wanted to count them while I was laying down, because I know that when you're moving up and around a lot, that sometimes the contraction will come closer and harder, but when you're laying down, they're supposed to go away, and they did not go away for that hour. So I went downstairs and I said, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write down all the times. So I started at like 5, and I watched TV and I wrote down between 4 and 6 minutes. I kept getting those tightening contractions. So my husband woke up, because this was on Wednesday, and I had the doctor's appointment on Tuesday. So this was Wednesday, the next morning. My husband woke up to get ready for work, and so I told him not to get ready for work because I'm thinking I'm going to go into labor. So he started calling his job and told him that he wasn't going to come in. And I was like, yeah, these contractions are 4 to 6 minutes apart, and I counted them for an hour and a half by that time. So it was about 6 or 7. It was about 7:30, almost 8 o'clock, and we decided that, okay, we're just going to go to the hospital. My doctor had told me the day before, if I have any kind of contractions, any pain, water breaking, just to call her on the way to the hospital. She said just go to the hospital and call on the way. So our problem at that moment was, okay, we had the contractions going, so I was feeling a little bit of pain, nothing serious like when I had Adri, where I was like, I couldn't talk through the contractions. It was nothing at all like that. I was laughing and talking and everything. So we have to find out where Adri was going to go, because we don't have any family in this area. So we did have a backup where if no one could make it, we had a friend who was going to take her. So she had to call in. I mean, she had to get off work and everything. And so she actually ended up being able to take Adri. So Adri was asleep. I got her dressed. She was asleep. and we started packing everything in the car, and we had to pack a lot of stuff for Adri to be entertained and everything, and her food and everything. So we packed everything in the car. Well, I did, my husband did, and I just sat and I called everybody in my family and told them what was going on. So so then we made it to the hospital. Still no bad contractions. I'm like videotaping stuff, laughing, talking, calling people. I didn't eat anything because I don't think you're supposed to eat. So I ate some pretzels and I drank some water. That's all I ate. So we got to the emergency room, and I still didn't have any contractions, and I just told the guy, yeah, I'm in labor, and he was just looking at me like, okay. So I was able to walk to the labor delivery area. So we got there, and I don't know, remember last time on my video, when I went to the emergency the week before on a Saturday, I had to go to triage for like an hour or two, and then they sent me home. But this time, it was the same nurse actually that had us, and she's like, oh, we already spoke to your doctor. She said, just put you in a room right away. So I didn't have to go to triage or anything. We just went straight to the labor and delivery room. So, then I got into the gown and everything, and it was about 10 o'clock, I believe. And we turned the TV on, and we were just sitting around waiting for the nurses to come in. They finally came in. We do all this paperwork and everything. And they said that they were going to, because I did not have that beta strep bacteria, they still want to give me, because it didn't show that I had it, but previously in the pregnancy, I supposedly had a bladder infection with that bacteria, which I still don't believe is right. I still believe something was wrong with that, because I didn't have it. They didn't test positive for this pregnancy or my last pregnancy. So, even though I didn't have, they still wanted to be precautious, and they gave me an alternative to penicillin, and I had to have that in my system for 4 hours. So while I was not having any serious contractions, I had to wait 4 hours before they could even do anything about the contractions, when my doctor had suggested they give me Pitocin. So I was really worried about getting Pitocin because I didn't want it to be too strong and the contractions to come too hard. So what they did was they said they were going to start it off small. So they started off little. What time was this? I think about 2 o'clock when they gave me Pitocin. And I got the epidural first, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember if I got the epidural first or the Pitocin first. But I know I got an epidural, and the epidural didn't hurt at all. It was a little bit of a poke and a burn, but it didn't hurt at all. It worked great. And so I got the epidural. Well, let me backtrack. Before I got that epidural and the Pitocin, my doctor broke my water. And that was probably the most painful part of the whole process of labor before delivery, because she took some little thing that she put on her finger and had like a little poke, like some little sharp little thing at the top of it. I'm sure it was rubber or something. And she took her finger and broke the water. It wasn't like the little long hook that they used. That's what they used last time when they broke my water. So she took her finger and broke the water. And then I felt so uncomfortable. That was really painful, by the way. And then all the water and mucus and all that crap was just coming out. And it was just so uncomfortable, like feeling that stuff come out and sitting on it. And so then they gave me the epidural, and it worked right away. And then they gave me the Pitocin, and I think that was around 2 o'clock, one-ish, 2-ish, or whatever, or around that time. So then right away, it seemed like I started getting these pain. Then I started getting these painful contractions, and it was like this real serious like pain in my butt. It was like not in my stomach, and I kept on saying, okay, I'm having pressure and pain in my butt. And so when I had Adri, I had that same feeling, and that is when her head was right there, and I was ready to push. So they made me go with this pain for about 2 hours, and I believe that I was ready to push right away, like at the 2 hours before that. And so it's about 2 hours I was still having this pain. It did not go away. I didn't feel really the serious contractions. I just felt that it wasn't dull pain. It was a pain where I had to stop what I was doing and concentrate, like. And